Hi, it's Cheryl here. Today we're going to talk about how to grow avocado trees from seed. And I'm going to show you the whole process. I've just got about 15 or 20 of them I'm doing. I've been saving the seeds. And I thought, oh, they might want to see how to do this. Now, I'm going to give you two caveats about this. Number one, when you grow avocados from seed, it will probably never fruit. It may, but it may not. And if it does, the avocados may not be exactly like the parent. So, do you think that bothers me? Not a bit. And it can take up to 14 years to grow them from seed before you actually get fruit. But the reason I'm growing them because A, it's fun, and B, they turn into really nice shade trees. I should show you my shade tree up there, or my avocado tree. We had a lot of branches lost this year. All that was filled in, and in the winds we lost it, but it's really tall. So it makes a fantastic shade tree. And this has probably been there 40 years, that tree. So here are three that I grew. One of them is Fuerte, which is what ours is, which is supposedly the most delicious avocado there is. And the other two are Haas. But I just thought I'd show you what they look like. Now, I just transplanted them where they were in much smaller pots. And they're way too tall. We've been on traveling quite a bit, and I needed to prune them, and I didn't before I left. And then they're too tall. So I'm going to show you one that I pruned right away, and this one I did not. So you can see the stem is kind of long. So what I'm going to do is I wanted to give it a couple weeks getting used to the shock of the transplant, and then I'm going to prune it. And I'll tell you, pruning is one of the hardest things a fruit tree grower has to learn to do. But I'll take all this nice top off. Like 2/3 of it, all that will be gone right there above. And I'll leave a few leaves on. These aren't damaged, they're just windswept. We had a lot of wind and they got wind whipped. Some of the leaves are a little off. This one, I'm going to tell you my methods. Like there's water method with the toothpicks and there's soil method. And I use the soil method. So this one sprouted 4 trunks. And one of them I'm going to sacrifice. I should sacrifice 2. I've just been meaning to do it. But this little one right here in the back is going to go. And then I should take, that one's going to go. And I should take this one off, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm experimenting. They grew together from the same seed. And in the house, when I was growing them under the grow light, which you don't have to do, but that was just how I did it, they split off into 3. So I cut it really early. And that's why it turned into 3 trunks, and they're so strong, and the bushiness is really low. So I love that. And then this one just never got split. So it's just 1 trunk. But that's all going to get pruned off too. So all of them are going to get pruned at least half off in another week or so. So let me show you our avocados, and then I'll show you my method. This is just a few of the avocados we've already picked, eaten, sold, given away, frozen, and lost. Probably over 1,000 avocados so far. And this is what we just have right now. And we just give them away. I give them to the mail lady. I give them to friends that come over. And I did start selling this year, and people just love them. Some of them are up to a pound. I mean, look at this. Just to give you a reference point. That one right there is easily almost a pound, maybe 15 ounces. And they're all like that. And this is how they fall off the tree. The Fuerte is got such thin skin. It's very delicious, buttery. It can't be sold in the stores because the skin, you can see, they all get these rings on them when they fall off the tree. The skin is very fragile, but you can still eat it. Totally. So that's what the avocados look like. And then I'll show you what ones I look for. I look for ones that are ripe, and you can hear it. Listen. I don't know if you can hear it, but the seed is floating around in there. So when the seed is floating around in there, it usually has started to mature. Now, you all don't have, obviously, the advantage I do of having my own tree, but what you can do is just let it sit on the counter and ripen for a while, or you can just open it and have it be a closed seed, like this one right here. Nope, that's all the ones I saved have already opened, and that's a good thing. But you can save them on the counter and put them in the soil closed. And all I do is I just take a cup of soil, put it about half full, get it wet, and I drop the seedling in. Now, these are only darkened because they've been sitting out a few days. When I pulled them all out, they were all white. See how that one's white right there? That's what they look like when they come out, when you can shake them around like that or they're mature. So out of the hundreds we've processed, these were the ones that had grown little roots. Look at that one. That's a nice one. So the way you put it in is the root side down, Actually, that's broken off a little bit. And this pointy side up. And every part of the gardener in you is going to want to plant the whole, but cover it with soil completely. But they say you're supposed to leave them a little bit tipping out. I did not. I covered it and it still came out fine. But I'm leaving them a little bit tipped out like that. So you just put it in the soil like that. Just drop it in. And then you put soil around it right up to about there and then water it. And that's it. And it'll take, a couple months to really pop through and start a little tree growing. There were a couple in here that I had that actually look, now believe it or not, this one I'm still going to grow. It's split completely in half, but that's a good root system, so I'm going to grow that one. Look at this one. Squiggly little guy, split open. And see, this one you're starting to see the tree come out, the stem. That one's going to be a really good one. And I did peel off all the skins. Like this one I didn't have time to, but they usually come off with the brown skins, and I just want to give it every advantage I can. It's really slippery. So I will take off the skin, but look at that nice root. Let's see some down here that didn't get brown. I mean, mind you, I could go get 15 more of these tomorrow, so it's not bad that some of them are not going to make it. That's a good solid root. And there's a little bit of the tip coming through. Let's see. And they split really differently. Like sometimes they split off to the side like that, but just leave it steep out. So slippery. So here's two I did already. Now, see how I just left the top poke out? Put the soil right in the crack. And it's about 3/4 full. I just need to water them. Now, I did this in the house, too. And the one that I said grew really well with 3 stems, I did cover it with soil completely, and it still popped up. And once it started to pop up, I thought, I'm going to experiment, and I trimmed it like it must have only been this tall. And I pruned it right off. And then a couple weeks later, I noticed there were the 4 trunks coming out. I was so excited. So I'm going to do that much more. Like as soon as they get to be 1 inch or 2 tall, I'm going to prune them right off. And then you get all these branches, so the whole branch structure will be a lot lower. So that is how I plant avocados from seed. You can do the toothpick method, which you stick a toothpick in 3 sides and you lay it in water. And I had that. I had one of those, things made just for that. And I just thought it took forever, and I didn't like it. I don't like growing in water anyway. I'm not into hydroponics at all. I like soil. So, and it's been so successful. I didn't know what I was doing just to get those other little trees, but it's just fun. And it's going to be, like I said, a fantastic shade tree. And if we get some avocados in 6, 7, 8, 10 years, I'll be a happy girl. Or somebody will if they own the house and I don't anymore. So anyway, that's how I grow avocados from seed. In soil, stick them up the right direction, get the root down and the tip pointy part up, and just keep them moist but not soaking. The grow light is great, but you don't have to do it. I've done a couple outside too. And I did one under the shade tree completely with almost no sun. So anyway, stay tuned so you can see how these grow. I will be giving updates now and then. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell right next to it, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. Thanks so much for joining me, and we will talk more about growing avocados as we go. Take care. See you on the next video. Bye.